took the vaccine. Within 60 seconds, I was telling Gautam I could not feel my hand. After a few steps, I'm tripping down. Suddenly, I felt that one half of my body I couldn't feel. I was completely paralyzed for 6 months.
I really want to know what happened in those 6 months. I've never cried on a podcast before. I don't know how come I broke down today.
There's nothing wrong in crying. That's the most purest form of emotion.
I've been programmed in a way that men should bleed in silence. Crying makes men look weak.
Men. I don't understand who the bloody men is. Why should a men not cry?
You're the founder of 3 successful businesses. All of these businesses are multi-million-dollar businesses.
Throughout my childhood, I was a dumb kid. I was not good in studies. Everybody would make fun of me not knowing how to talk. But my mother believed in me. If I call my mom and say that I'm planning to invest $1 billion, she doesn't even know how much is $1 billion. She will tell me that, why don't you invest $10 billion? That's the kind of confidence she has in me.
I don't think I've ever shared this before. 2011, my dad's business was sinking. Bank people would put notices. This house will be ours in the next 60 days. Mom stepped up. She held the family together. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be here today.
I didn't tell my mom I had a stroke. I went and saw her. I just broke down. She looked at me and said, "What are you worried about? You'll be all right." That moment completely took away my worry. I really thought my mom needed me. Then only I realized I needed my mom.
This was the first podcast that I've ever cried on. It was not my intention to cry, but the conversation was such that I couldn't hold back my tears. I'm speaking with Ashok, who runs 3 successful multi-million-dollar companies here in UAE. His company came for lateral placements in my college, IIM Kozhikode, and they trusted and they hired me. But once I started working with them, was I the best employee? No. Because by that time in 2021, I had fallen in love with content creation. Him and his team would think that I'm working, but I'm only doing the bare minimum. But what I actually am doing is editing videos, script writing. In this particular episode, I share this all with him, and you'll see his reaction very, very soon to my confession. But more importantly, there's a very powerful message in this particular episode, because this man is something else. His story is so powerful. Share this podcast with someone who has given up in life, because I'm 100% sure they're going to be so inspired by Ashok's story. Over to the episode, and we will start the episode with my confession to Ashok. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this page for more such conversations. How was I as an employee when I was working in Imagine? I want to know your honest, authentic take.
No, we all make mistakes.
Okay, so clearly I was not the best employee. And
No, I didn't mean that.
Yeah.
In fact, Navneet and Namit hired you. When they came, one of them told me that you should meet this guy. This guy is amazing. He has done 40 videos. He runs a channel. He's very passionate about it. Fantastic guy. Then I said that. Then why did you hire him? He should do something. His interest is something else.
Absolutely.
That was the first question. And after that, I didn't have much of interaction with you. I'm glad that you're doing something you love and you're doing it extremely well. Let me take credit for my mistake.
When I was working with you, like I said, my passion truly lied in content creation. I would work the bare minimum so that I get those number of calls, just so I can show something in reports. But honestly, Ashok, when I was working, I used to edit videos. I couldn't edit in front of you. Yes, I could write scripts in front of you. You would not know. And I'm sorry to tell this. If I write a script in front of you, you would not know, right? Because it's text, it can come off. But then I can't edit in front of you. And so because I couldn't edit in front of you, I used to use your Washroom. A Washroom is a place where I just used to kind of feel safe to edit my videos so that I could publish one video a day. That was a commitment which I took on that particular point of time. And you didn't know this about me till last year, till I announced this. How did you feel when you found that out?
I should really appreciate your courage, because even to go to the loo for a few seconds into that, it was horrible for me.
It was.
Spending whole time inside editing videos, hats off to you. How did you manage it? So that goes to talk about your passion for.
But again, I just really want to say that I found my passion, I found my calling, and it was thanks to you and your companies. You're the founder of 3 successful businesses. All of these businesses are multi-million-dollar businesses. We are talking about Evanshin, we are talking about Ozone, we are talking about Hugo. I was hired for Evanshin. Why start so many businesses?
The idea was never to start multiple companies. In life, my philosophy is you have to go and have fun. You need to understand yourself. And wherever you see an opportunity, you need to go and experience it. There's only one life, and all decisions are made on a human level. Nothing is made on a professional level. Nothing is made on a career level. You have only one life. There's nothing called a personal life and professional life. In 2002, when I wanted to come to Dubai, a school friend of mine called Azrar, in a discussion, I told him, Azrar, I'm planning to go to Dubai, and within next 3 days, he sends me his office boy with a cover, with a ticket on the September 12th to Dubai. At that time, there was no emails. You have to go and physically collect a ticket. He paid 13,000 rupees, which was a big money, and he sent me to Dubai. And the same Azrar, whom I know 40 years, probably 38 years back, was a guy who invested in Evanshin. Today, me, Azrar, Dilip are all partners in everything. I spent 7 years working in a system integration company specializing in cybersecurity. That is where I met Dilip, who's my co-founder in Evanshin, Hugo, Ozone. Whatever I do, it's with Dilip, right? He's the brain behind everything. I'm not a technology guy. I still don't understand technology, right? He's a naval architect who understands technology very well.
How did you go about identifying that Dilip is the right co-founder for me?
I was reporting to him.
You were reporting to Dilip.
And
I didn't know this. So you were reporting to Dilip.
Correct. Dilip was my boss. At some point in time, I told Dilip, let's start business. He said, no, nobody in my family has done business. I don't want to get into business. I said that. You're getting into business. That evening when I had dinner, except Dilip, all his family members were convinced that you should go and start business with Ashok. So that's our relationship started. Partnership is very, very important. And not only that, you saw Gautam and Saravana here. In 1996, we met. We did engineering together. And Saravana is head of HR for all group of companies. Gautam takes care of all our Saudi operations and all the operations. That's a form of partnership. The decision of doing business itself should come from a partner. Like what I have Dilip in my professional life, my personal life is completely operated with a very strong partner, my wife. When I said that I want to do business, she said that just go out and do it. Throughout my childhood, I was a dumb kid. I was not good in studies. Everybody would make fun of me not knowing how to talk. But my mother believed in me. I was a mama's boy. Everything I wanted to do, I'll go and tell my mom. Today, if I call my mom and say that I'm planning to invest $1 billion, just like that, she doesn't even know how much is $1 billion, and start a business, she will tell me that, why don't you invest $10 billion? That's the kind of confidence she has in me. Right? And it goes to my elder brother and my sister. I lost my father when I was 19. Right? So my brother is 1 year elder to me, but he's a fatherly figure for us. And my sister, my brother, my mom, everybody believed in me. I don't know why. My friends believed in me, my spouse, right? So that's the whole funda about partnership coming to it.
You just said something, right? You lost your father at the age of 19. I hope no one goes through that as a kid, because you're just in the final ages of your teenagehood. You're about to, enter 20s. You're going to start a job. You're about to finish college. When that happened, how did you navigate life?
Difficult question to think of. In life, you can't decide anything. Life happens, you are just an audience for it. It was very tough. There is a very interesting story. I was watching a Rajinikanth's movie. Me, Gautam, and Saravana. Towards the intermission, Rajinikanth's father will call him and tell him that I want to go and see my old house. So I just went near Gautam and told, you know what, Gautam? My dad last week told me that I want to go and see all the houses we have in that road. The district SP office was our house. The district telephone office was our house. I took him in the bike and I showed him. He just went around all the houses and all. I told Gautam, exactly this happened. My dad asked me to go and show the old houses. And in the next couple of minutes in that movie, Rajinikanth's father died. I just walked out of the theater. And Gautam came and said, why are you imagining this, that, and all that? Within the next 2 days, my father passed away. I was devastated. I thought the world came to an end. I couldn't even come in terms with life. Then I came back to college. 10 days I was inside the room. I was shut my doors. My friends will wait for me to have lunch, dinner. They will not also not have. Suddenly one day I called Gautam and Saruna and said that the first half it happened. In the second of that movie, he becomes a big guy, becomes a big entrepreneur. And all this happens in a single song called Vetri Kodigattu.
Which movie is this?
It's called Padayappa.
Okay.
So there was a song called Vetri Kodigattu. It has beautiful meaning. It's a motivational song. From that day till date, I take bath and I come listen to that song first.
Amazing.
And all my college mates, all of them knows that I play that song every day. You not believe. I will show you my WhatsApp message. I stopped listening to the song for the past 4 years because it was really getting onto my nerves. Whenever I listen to the song, you tell me there are 1,000 guys waiting outside to make some trouble for you. Put that song, I'll go. I'll not be afraid of anything when that song plays on my mind. I stopped for 4 years listening to that. Today morning, I just got into the car. On my auto mode, the first song which played was that song. This universe sends message to you all the time by design. If you are aligned towards this universe, everything happens the way you want.
So you saw this movie. The protagonist's dad passed away. 2 days after you seeing this movie, your dad passed away. Why did you walk out 2 days before when you saw that scene in the movie? What caused you to walk out? Was your dad? Did you see it coming already? That hey, something is going to happen to my dad in the same way, or it was just something that you were like? Because as a kid, I always think, like I hope nothing happens to my mom, nothing happens to my dad, etc. Is it just that thought process? I really want to understand.
No, that scene when he said that one last time I want to go and see that house. My dad did that and I took him and showed all my houses. So I was relating to that scene and I was telling him, I didn't know that the next scene was coming up. Right? So I said, anyways, the first half is over. The second half looks very exciting and
What
interesting.
happened in the second half of that movie?
He becomes a massive big entrepreneur. Right? And he goes and brings his friends in business.
Okay.
Right?
So Ashok, we are sitting right now in 2025. It's close to 26 years, right? You run 3 successful multi-million-dollar businesses.
What is my success is defined by me. Your definition of success is different. Today in my life, the greatest achievement I've done, which I'm truly proud of, is to relearn how to walk at the age of 44. I don't think I've done anything significant as compared to learning to walk.
This happened back in 2020, 2021, right? When COVID took over the world and vaccines just started, right? And I was there, I was working with you during this point of time. Suddenly, someone comes to me, one of my coworkers, and says that, hey, Ashok took a COVID vaccine, and he got a stroke immediately after that. Now, Ashok, I want to hear from you, Ashok. What exactly happened? Can you walk us through that incident again?
Me and Gautam went to take the vaccine. World Trade Center. Was watching some video and I took the vaccine. Within 60 seconds, I was telling Gautam, I could not feel my hand. He said, what do you mean? I said, no, I'm not able to feel my hand. And somewhere I feel my watch is a little heavy. And I asked him to remove the watch. Then I realized that I'm not able to feel that he's removing the watch. And after a few steps, I'm tripping down. Then we went, got admitted in a hospital. They said it's numbness due to the vaccine. They sent me back. And in the night, I tried turning back. Suddenly, I felt that one half of my body, I couldn't feel. I panicked. I immediately called Dilip. He came, Dilip and his wife, Divya came, took me to the hospital. And we realized it was a brain stroke. Exactly happened due to the vaccine. In fact, some of them from DHA was very considerate. They kept on checking with me. They took all the data and everything. And finally, it was because of the vaccine.
So the vaccine which was being released in 2021, that was after taking that particular vaccine, within 60 seconds, you felt the left side.
Correct. I had a stroke there itself.
So that is when you had a stroke. But
Correct.
It was not recognized as a stroke, right? Even you didn't know, neither did the doctors know that you had a stroke at that point. They just thought it's
A stroke
numbness.
is recognized only when you take an MRI. So the doctor took an MRI and then it confirmed it's a small vessel infarct. For milliseconds, a very small vessel where you can't even put 1/100th of a pin in stopped. And it put my left side to a 3-month-old baby. So I was completely paralyzed for 6 months. I couldn't turn myself back. I couldn't walk. I couldn't take bath. I couldn't wear my underwear.
This particular vaccine, did it affect other people or it only affected
Yeah.
you?
On court, has come and agreed and accepted. There is a lot of case going on. And come on, it has very clearly said. And at that time of taking, so many countries had banned for people below 40. Even UK has banned it. Right? And 85%, 90% of them did not survive a brain stroke. So I don't know whether I should be complaining or should be grateful.
After this thing happened, you could not move. I really want to know what happened in those 6 months.
Even now, I cannot use my left arm. It's not operational. For the past 4.5 years, I have not been using my left arm. I walk very slowly, baby steps. Probably in this 4.5 years, I have fallen 7 to 8 times. I can proudly say that I've fallen twice in San Jose, where Dilip was there. Have fallen in Spain a couple of months back. And here in our office reception. So I've broken my finger. It's part of it. Right? I'm still learning to walk. Probably I'm recovering maybe 80%. I'll get there.
You know, one thing which I saw while I walked into your office, right, is that particular painting right there, which says a little progress each day adds up. Talk to me about that painting.
I'll come to that painting. A lot of people ask me, how did you recover? You're very strong. When I came back from the MRI, I think it was a Saturday or a Sunday, I'm not sure. I'm a big biryani fan. So every Sunday,
I remember.
every Sunday, all of us have biryani. And that Sunday, when I came back from the MRI, I was like, life is done. And the doctor will come and ask you, what's your name? What's your father's name? What's your daughter's name? Can you tell 1 to 10? Because he said that these kind of stroke, the deterioration happens over a period of 10 days. Is your throat okay? You're able to speak well, right? So the fear of I might lose my voice, I called my friend and said that, get a board and a pen. If in case I lose my voice. So, if in case I lose my memory, I gave all my details, passwords, everything to my wife. I was in that mode thinking that life is done. And I remember Dilip, Saravana, Gautam, and my wife are standing. So someone asked, did you guys have breakfast or lunch? They said, no. No, it's okay, I don't want. My wife said, why you don't want? What happened? Today is Sunday. Go bring biryani. All of us are having biryani here. Go bring chicken 65. I just came back from the MRI and she said that everybody is eating as everything is normal. Nothing has happened. And all of them sat there, had that biryani, and I took a couple of spoons. That made me believe nothing serious had happened.
Wow.
Completely different perspective. Why am I imagining that life is done? The person who should be scared of life is not scared. She's stronger. She believes nothing has happened to me. Why should I believe? And the next couple of days, I was inside the room and I could listen to a conversation of my daughter talking to my friend's son. He said, let's go to the park tomorrow afternoon or evening. All of us will go. Ashok uncle will be here. And I could hear my daughter scream, why are you saying that? He will come to the park. Not only this park, he will travel with me. He will do everything with me. She went, slammed the door, and she was in the 5th grade. That made me believe I can do everything. And I did go to London with her, Bangkok with her, Maldives with her, Turkey with her, and I did a balloon with her. I was literally not able to get into the air balloon. People carried me and put in. So that this kind of inspiration, what you get, women are more powerful men. What are we talking about? The equality. Equality doesn't exist. Men cannot be equal to women. Women are much, much more powerful by design. I never told this to my mother because my mother was not well at that time and she was going to dialysis. First time we started. So 8 months, I did not tell her that. But she was really curious why I'm not coming and meeting her. Every month he used to.
You didn't tell your mom that
I didn't tell my mom I had a
stroke.
I didn't tell my brother and sister for a long time, 2-3 months. Because I was worried she will be devastated. Then at some point in time, everybody said, your mom is really not well. She needs you. And as men, as a great hero, I believe that my mom needs me. I went and saw her. I just broke down. She looked at me and said, what are you worried about? You're here. You'll be all right. And from that moment, I completely took away my worry. I really thought my mom needed me. Then only I realized I needed my mom. And the way she looked at me, and she said that you'll be all right. What are you cribbing about? When a mom, when a wife, when a daughter, they're all so strong. Why the hell I should be worrying? What should I be worried about? Is there anything to be worried about?
Absolutely not.
That's it. I walk like a king. In the game of chess, the king takes one step. That's how I walk. Right? What? I lost a hand and a leg for some time. I lost a bishop and a knight.
But the rest of the army is still there.
I have the most powerful queen.
Correct.
And a princess. And I have 2 elephants here. A Saravana and Gautam who can do anything for me. I have a queen in my house. And Dilip is another queen here. So life is about partnership, right? You cannot exist as an individual and succeed anything in life. There are no individual heroes. You cannot just appreciate a plant. The garden makes the huge difference.
It's the ecosystem.
And you can consciously create an ecosystem.
Ashok, I'll ask you a question. I love the fact that you mentioned that women are more stronger than men. And I 100% agree to it, right? My own mom, she runs a business, she runs the house, she runs so many other things. And I feel
Crying is strength. Unfortunately, this society makes you feel that crying is weakness.
it's
I
not,
believe that crying is strength.
she does all this right. I can't run one business, you know, she's doing three, four.
A lot of people who meet me cry. I don't know why.
The day when we met, you said that there has not been a single person who you have met in your office who has not cried with you, right? Like in the 6 months that I worked with you, I have never cried with you, Ashok.
Correct.
I never thought when I'm going to do a podcast, I'm actually going to break down. I really love what you said about mom, right? Like mom and especially women.
Women.
Like they're so powerful, man.
Women are very, very simple, and the power of women will be really felt when there is an adversity. We are all heroes. Every dog is a hero in a normal stage, and things are going well. Everybody is a hero. But when life hits you, that's when
You realize,
you need that.
I completely relate with what you're saying, right? And I don't think I've ever shared this before. 2011. Okay. I think probably defined me who I am today, right? In a way. That was a time when my dad's business was sinking, right? He had taken a loan against the house. Okay. He has taken a loan against his house, and my dad's business partner kind of cheated on him. And he was secretly siphoning away all the money from the business until it was too late. Now, because he took a loan on his own business, right? He put himself as collateral. He put the house on collateral. So that was a point of time in my life. Like I think it was one of the worst period of time in my family's life. Bank people would come outside. They would put notices like this house will be ours in the next 60 days until this thing has come right. And my dad was breaking down at that point of time. A person who had established a very successful business. And exactly like you said, my mom stepped up. She held the family together during that time, right? If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be here today. My father would probably be, we would have defaulted on a loan somehow. The business which failed, she started another business. And that's the business that is running successfully right now, right? Paying for the bills. So I deeply relate to what you're saying, women at the strongest times when everything is falling apart, they kind of come and they just know what to do. They just know, I could never do it, Ashok.
Don't worry, your mother is going to be very proud. There is a very famous Tirukkural in Tamil. ஈன்ற பொழுதும் பெரிதுவக்கும் தன் மகனை சான்றோன் என கேட்ட தாய். A mother who was very proud at the time of giving birth will be 100 times more proud when someone says that your kid has made it big. He's been appreciated by the society. What you're doing now is nothing but a reflection of what your mother did to you. Not only you, all the mothers. And all your spouse is a mother. Every woman have that power of being a mother. So that's why I always believe that women are much more superior. And we should stop talking about equality.
Absolutely. I'll ask you one question, Ashok. You said that everything has to be in the right ecosystem, right? Like you were in that ecosystem where your mom was there. Your mom didn't even know, but your wife, your daughter supported you, right? What if Ashok was placed in a different ecosystem? Where the people, now this was an ecosystem where your mom and your daughter was supporting you, they were there. But were there other people who were saying something else? That ecosystem, perhaps?
I don't want to completely give the credit to the ecosystem also.
Okay.
Ashok is the one who creates the ecosystem also. Saravana was working in Accenture in the US. I went behind him and I got him here. Gautam was working in a pharmaceutical company in Bangalore. I went behind and I got him here. There's another friend of mine called Sudhakar who was in Jamshedpur. I got him here. I went and told my immediate boss, Dilip, come, we will start business.
Who would approach their boss and ask them to start a business? It's
I
crazy.
I met this girl for an interview and I said that I'm in love, I will get married to you. My wife is a playback singer.
So you met her in an interview?
Correct. I interviewed her. It could have been a wrong hire like Neet. Then I fell for her and I told her that I'm going to get married to you.
Wow.
I didn't even ask her, I'm in love, whether you are in love and all. Right? That's a different story altogether. There is a saying in Tamil from a great scholar called Vivekananda. Eduvaga ninekkirayo, aduvaga avai. Whatever you think you will become, you'll become. This universe itself is nothing but your perspective of what this world is. Neet is not what Neet is. Neet is what I think Neet is. And why that ecosystem? Why did I say that everybody who meets me cries? And yesterday when I said you were laughing, but I believe.
I was. When you said that, I was like, okay.
Yesterday Munir cried. Why? It's not Ashok. The power of speaking from the heart, the human structure believes in it.
I've never cried on a podcast before, by the way, letting you know.
There's nothing wrong in crying, right?
Yeah.
That's the most purest form of emotion. Why should we shy from crying?
Why do you say it's the purest form of emotion?
Because it's not in your control. This whole Western world has got that diplomacy into us. What is diplomacy? Diplomacy is a disease. Why should I be diplomatic? In India, in a funeral, you don't see people getting dressed up in black and white suit and go and keep a flower and stand. No. They express, cry, be themselves. It's an expression. That's how humans are trained to be.
I do cry. It's not like I don't cry, but I cry in private. When everything has hit rock bottom, people will not see me crying. I don't know how come I broke down today, but you will never know. My mom will not know. My dad will not know, right? Because I have been programmed in a way to say that men should bleed in silence. Men crying makes men look weak. That's what I have been programmed and said. And it's been told to me. What do you have to say for that statement?
This is men. I don't understand who the bloody men is. Why should a men not cry? Everything happens. Excretion happens for men and women the same. Emotions happen to men and women the same. Why should I not cry? Who is this men? I don't understand. Somewhere that itself is very egoistic. I don't know. Why? For me, I don't believe in gender. I don't believe in age group. I don't believe in social status. I do not believe in billionaires, millionaires, poor, rich. The conversation I can have with the Neet, beautifully, the same conversation I can with the Dawood of the security who's down there. And we can have the same conversation with the Sundar picture on a heart-to-heart basis. You don't need to talk about what that AI is to impress a Mr. Sundar picture. When people connect on the fundamental human structure, which there is a frequency to. Today, how much ever you talk about my stroke, my ability to walk, my strength, and this is a storyline for you. You're not going to carry this home, but I have to carry this. Like every emotion, suffering is also personal. But the perspective of life itself is very personal. It is very enjoyable. If you start just looking it on your inner self and construct everything around you for experiencing it, this becomes a very beautiful world.
Ashok, for that person who doesn't know how to create that ecosystem around themselves, what would your advice be?
It's called naked mind. There is a concept of magic. I've done 200 shows. I've done in Vegas, in a room along with David Blaine in a
Amazing.
Nutanix conference.
Amazing. And
I've
I
done
didn't know in the 6 months that I worked with you, I had no idea you were a magician until before this podcast.
What happened between us today in the past 20 minutes, 30 minutes is pure magic. I can do magic to anybody. You get into the flight, I've been inside the cockpit. You have met actors, actresses, they will become like a kid after I do the magic. Everywhere, my customers. But you know what? I miserably fail in front of kids below the age of 8 because those kids have not started using intelligence yet. They are looking at life from a very basic, commonsensical way. So they find it. So we're all corrupted to think on multiple levels of intelligence. This gentleman is coming, is a podcaster who has done people like someone from Dubai Bling, some celebrities and everything. I assume a lot about you. So I have to project to you that, Mr. Neet, I'm a businessman, I'm a managing director of this, that, everything. And you will do one-upmanship. I will do one-upmanship. Fundamentally, we don't connect. Without a connection, nothing works in life. My love for people is tough love. I'm not sugar-coated. Or 100% of people I meet get offended with me. On a longer run, they know that there is something in this guy which is much more valuable to be associated, which I do not find in this common world of diplomacy. At some point in time, people would love to have a party, talk about this, that, small talks, enjoy. But when life hits hard, nobody is going to be brutally honest to you. That brutal honesty will give you a lot of clarity to come out of it. At that stop, they will search for their honesty and come to somebody other. And very few people exist in the world. Keep it as simple as a naked mind. Do not put up with anyone else. Present your human self and try to understand the human self. It may take some time. I always relate it to the movie Avatar. The hero goes and finds his dragon and tries to connect with the dragon. Every single person you meet is like connecting with the dragon. In the first instance, that dragon will try to kill you, will resist, will put you down, make you feel small, or project it as bigger. The moment that connection happens, irrespective of the dragon, that takes you, flies you anywhere you want to go. And once you are used to that, then you can land on the Turak Maktu, which is the mother of all dragons. I believe that every single person you meet is a dragon. And I always believe anybody whom I meet, they can think about me whatever they want till they understand me. But once they understand me, they know who I am. It is my responsibility to give an understanding of myself to them. But I have to be tuned to the frequency of receiving it. How I receive with you is different from, and for example, I always tell that if I'm on a flight, if there is a Deepika Padukone sitting next to me, the same conversation would be 10 times, 20 times, 30 times, it can be much more effective. Why? Deepika Padukone would have completely lost the ecosystem of having a heart-to-heart conversation. She would have been in the business of everything is being portrayed, being made look rosy. I met a celebrity in the flight. I spent 3 hours talking. When I left, you know, Ashok, what was throughout bothering me and what was the most impressive thing about you? And she said that, you do not treat me like a celebrity. You never asked for an autograph. Exactly, that's why I didn't do it. Simplicity is the most sophisticated thing in the world today, which we don't find. And all the greatest things are in simple things.
I used to take a lot of pictures with celebrities and people. I don't do that now. Because the moment you go take even a picture with them, right? Or even if you go take an autograph with them, you know, you're to them a fan, right? Like, and they treat fans a particular way. But then you want to connect with them like a human. And when a human and a human connect, they're not taking pictures in the start. They're discussing, they're getting to know the person more. So that's exactly what I follow. I want to ask you something related to magic. Now, you said that this particular thing that happened between us is pure magic, but you're also a professional magician.
Correct.
Has magic ever helped you in closing a sale?
No, none of my business people and business circle know that I'm a magician. So even now, probably if this goes out, maybe 80 to 90% of my customer circle, we have around 400 customers, have a lot of people, none of them, most of them don't even know the magnitude or the intensity of what has happened to me itself.
So they have no idea that you...
Might not. And the reason, first of all, I always believed I'm not a podcast material. As I told you that I do not fancy getting 100,000 followers, 10,000 followers. I have an Instagram account, less than 300 followers. I'm very happy with that. But the reason for me to come to this podcast is that what Munir, your director, told. If one person who has gone through stroke or any of the family member had a stroke and they're devastated about life, watches this and gets a hope that one person, my purpose is served. Right? I do not want this content to go viral. I do not crave for any great following. I'm not a motivational speaker. I'm not a public speaker.
For me, you are motivational. For me, you're...
No, if it motivates you, it's okay. I don't want to believe that I'm a motivational speaker. What you speak motivates someone else is a very different thing. Right? And that's not the business I'm in. If one person gets a hope looking at me, I'm fine. And one more thing I want to tell you, I have a very tough boss at home.
Your wife?
14th of February, Valentine's Day, I had the stroke.
Oh.
I thought I'm a great guy. I should revive back. I gave myself 100 days. And I believed that within 100 days, I should go back to work. Because I'm a hero for myself. 14th of April is Tamil New Year. 60th day. My wife told me, enough. Get out of the house. Go to office. I said, I thought 100 days. She said,
no.
I need my me time at home. And literally, it'll take 20 minutes for me to come up to the office. I'm sure you were in office at that time. I was literally carried in. I will sit there in a separate room and this is my healing. This healed me. Doesn't matter about business, money, profitability, laws. Everything will happen, right? But everything is an experience. Even stroke is a very different form of experience for me. That 4 hours, I thought my life was over. In that bed, whatever I spoke about deathbed experience, it was going through. I was running everything in my mind. Everything. If in case I get an opportunity again, I will not crib in life. I never cribbed in life. And when you are in a state of not able to wear an underwear yourself, you're not able to go to the toilet, you're not able to take a glass of water and drink. What are we proud of, managing director? 150 people working, what you drive, what you own? Nothing, Boba.
Nothing matters.
Everything goes off. But for that, you don't have to be a saint. You can still be ambitious for an experience aspect of things. You can still enjoy life. It's all about experience and satisfaction.
Your wife, within 60 days, made you come to office.
Perfect. She kicked me out.
Perfect. How has relearning been for you, Ashok? Was there even a way that you had to relearn how to do business?
Relearning business is never a question because I haven't even started learning. There is a great composer called Ilayaraja. He said that I came to this industry to Chennai to learn music. In the process, I was searching for a good teacher, but in between, somebody gave me an opportunity to compose. I started composing and still I wanted to learn because I have never learned music professionally. And it's been 50 years I've been composing Still, my feeling of not learning it is haunting me. In the process of searching, I'm producing a lot of tunes. Probably the time when it comes that I feel I know music, I'll stop composing. It hit me hard because every day I get up realizing I haven't learned anything in business. But one thing I can tell you, in the whole market, there is nobody like an Ashok and Dilip who had made so many mistakes in distribution, consulting and services, product company, in the Indian market, Middle East market, and in the US market. So that's our strength. We have a collective experience of so much of mistakes we have made. One good thing about it is that we don't repeat a mistake.
That's good.
We'll make new mistakes.
That was a saying, Ashok, that really changed the way I thought about things, right? You know 1%. You know that you don't know 4%. And 95% out there that you don't even know that you know. There's so much out there which I have no idea, which I need to learn. And I don't even know that I need to learn about business. I'm just discovering as it's going.
My poet told this thousands of years back. Katradu kai mannalavu, kalladadu ulagalavu. What he said is that what you learnt in life is just one handful of sand. What you have not learnt, kalladadu ulagalavu, what you have not learnt is much bigger than this world. What you have learnt is only one hand of sand. I'll tell you something. I've never watched any podcast. I have never read any books. I learn from people. I learn from life. I learn from experiences. Before you start something, you have to think from all angles, every single possibility. And once you've decided, just go for it. Don't have an attitude, I will do everything first and then figure out. No.
Absolutely.
Right? I don't have a computer in my table. I don't have a computer at home. I don't work from home. Right? So I don't like reading or I don't like writing big emails.
But then, Ashok, how are you managing businesses then? Like without a PC, I cannot function. This business would not exist. I mean, yes, you can do with a phone something, but I don't know. I don't know if I could do it.
Without one hand and one leg, I'm doing it, Baba. You're talking about without a PC? Come on, you're making fun of me now.
Go for it. Tell me your secret, please. How are you managing without a PC?
Don't tell anyone. All my people around me are super intelligent, super smart. You need to be an ecosystem, even if you're dumb enough. When you surround yourself with very smart people, you don't have to worry. Because I believe any individual, the capacity to go is very, 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 very little. But when you apply the MISI rule, mutually exclusive, collectively exhaustive, these two people can go to 100. 3 people can go to 1,000. So the power of a system is much bigger than an individual. I do not fancy telling people that I'm a very busy guy, man. Last week was hectic. I am not like that. I was an ASAP guy. As soon as possible, I want to do everything before. After the stroke, ASAP, as slow as possible. So I want to experience life in my own way. The multi-million-dollar businesses, nothing is going to help you in that deathbed. But I am in the process of collecting my memories. I want to teach my daughter to be happy more than being successful. Every human being you meet, you have a possibility to influence or you have a chance to be influenced. For that, you need to be open, be frequency open, be receivable, be learnable, be teachable, with no ego.
There should be no ego.
You should use it in a constructive way.
How is ego important?
Today, without an ego, man doesn't exist. Am I going to use that ego to make me feel, Ashok, you are better in a lot of things. Don't be worried about this situation of you. When I walk into a hall with 1,000 people, everybody looking at me, I need that ego there for me to walk with heads up high. But I should not use that ego to make Neet feel small and I am big. No. Where you use this matters. A knife can kill and it can operate.
This episode has been something else, I don't think we have ever shot something like this before.
I think the audience should decide. This is something else more than you and me deciding.
It's for me, from my perspective, right? I want to end this particular conversation with you doing a magic trick. I think that's the best way to close this particular episode. So, Ashok, what do you have for us today?
Today, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to do a mind reading trick with you. Pick one card in this. You pick one card and put it down. Take the card, see the card and put it here.
Okay.
So you saw the card.
Yeah.
Now, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to read your mind.
Okay.
Right? You are not going to nod your head. You're not going to keep your hand here. Probably you take this card. This is the last card. Don't give me any signs. I'll ask you a lot of questions. Don't answer. But there will be a point in time you will feel that I'm connected to you. And I'll tap this. There are 13 cards. A, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No signs, no shaking head. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, J, Q, K. There are alphabets, there are numbers. There are odd numbers, there are even numbers. There are single digit, there are double digit. Your card is not a double digit card. There are odd numbers, there are even numbers. There are red, black, diamond, heart, spade, clubs, black, red, even, odd, not even numbers. Odd numbers, alphabets. Red, black, not numbers. It's an alphabet. Look at me. It's an alphabet. It's A, J, Q, K. Black card. No, it's not alphabets. Odd numbers. 3, 5, 7, 9. Black, not 9. Spade, clubs, not 5. 3, 7. Black card, not black, red. It's an heart. 7 of hearts. No, it's not a 7 of hearts. Is it a 3 of diamond? This is something which I show for school kids. So
When I was doing that whole thing, okay, wow. How did you guess?
life is also like this. Do not analyze it. Get deep into it. Magic, just enjoy it.
Was it?
That's why I say that women really get excited and they enjoy the magic.
Yeah.
The male ego comes, wants to prove, go to YouTube. This is the way. That is
I
the
want
way.
to know. Yalla, I want to know, Ashok, how you did it. But okay, just curious. You were giving all the numbers. You were checking for colors. So there are 52 cards. You were reading out this. You were checking odd, even, black, red, shades. What do you see in the face that triggers this?
The science of magic is,
A magician never reveals.
I don't want to bullshit like this. It's magic.
Perfect, Ashok. Pleasure having you on this
It's
episode.
always pleasure having you.
Thank you so much.
Right? I'm glad you came out of the opportunity not to do reels within bathrooms and toilets. Feel free.
Thank you, Ashok.
Pleasure. Thank you.
Okay, cool.